Cagno Radio. Firefighters in Tennessee had to rescue a guy who was up in a tree about 40 feet high off the ground on Saturday night after he climbed up there to get his drone.
Ugh. Drone people.
I know drone people are a whole nother segment of the population I don't really get. Now, wait, I want to.
But it's a section of the population that I don't think we talk about. I don't think they get the teasing and the bullying that they deserve.
I agree. We had a drone for like a day. I remember my son got it on Christmas Day, and I think we paid $35 for it.
Okay.
So it was a really nice drone.
Wait a second.
I'm joking.
Okay.
It's really crappy. Basically, it's one of those helicopters you get.
Okay, you bamboozled me when you said that.
It goes up about 15 feet in the air, and it says right on the thing, if it gets too high, it'll lose the signal, and then could just take off on you.
And then slit your throat. Like it'll go zzz, and then zoop, and you're like,
my jugular.
Jugular. Then your son just watches you bleed out. Again, way too long.
Yeah.
You got
the gist that my throat was cut. You didn't need me to keep doing that. That's the way I look when I'm taking a turd.
Taking a turd.
Taking a dump is what I meant.
Taking a turd.
Yeah. Did you see how red my face just got when I was doing that? Anyways, so it says don't go anything higher than like 15 feet or whatever because it'll lose the signal. And like when it loses the signal, you can't control it. It just went away. Like no joke.
But your son's like, yeah, but the neighbor girl's bedroom window is 20 feet. If this thing's only allowed to go 15, I gotta upgrade.
But it just goes flying. I mean,
Did it have the camera connected to it?
Yeah, we were chasing it down the street. Like, we couldn't get it. Like, and then my neighbor, about a year later, had like a $300 one.
Yeah.
His kid was flying it. Gone. Just never to be seen again.
Molly's brother had drones before drones were a thing. Like, he builds them. Like, he doesn't, like, buy them. He just...
Buying them is for losers.
Gets you on parts, and his are ridiculous. And
ridiculous good or ridiculous bad?
Ridiculous good.
Okay.
And dude can fly them like... His name's Charlie. And Charlie can fly these drones. They're crazy, and he has, like, the glasses. Like, he's got goggles you put on that have... like a computer screen that have like a phone. It would be like holding a phone up to your
face. Is that like
face.
a 32-inch monitor?
No, so you like fly this thing and you wear these goggles and you're seeing what the drone.
Okay, see, now that's kind of cool.
I mean, it's crazy.
Would he climb up in a tree to get it down if it went up there?
No, he probably wouldn't, just because he wouldn't.
He built a new one.
Exactly.
Hey, my
He'd be
drone's
like, I got
there.
4 more.
I'm going to build a better tree.
right.
Out of pallet wood.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, the drone people, I kind of don't really get. Like, I mean, it's cool when you get to see them on TV or you see them, like, you know, when you're at a park and you're like, oh, cool, it's a drone. But I always wonder, like, what are you filming? Are you filming me doing something?
See, that's my thing. All technology always goes to deviancy.
Yeah.
You know, anything that's come out in the last 20 years that, you know, hey, you could take pictures of this. People are taking nudies. You can take videos on your phone. You're filming yourself doing stuff.
Oh, look, I can film myself, you know, with my kids opening Christmas presents, or I can film my butthole.
Right, exactly, because I've never seen it.
Yeah, that same technology.
I've never seen it, so I'm going to squat over it and see if I can blow a kiss. See if I can make it wink.
Don't fool yourself, girl. It's winking at you.
So I don't know what people are doing with drones. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not a part of that crew.
Well, the other thing that they're running into right now, from what I understand, and believe me, I'm not up to date on all the drone culture, but I do know that, like, there's problems with the drones because who owns directly above your house? Like, so, like, technically, like, I own this, well, the bank owns it, but I own this section of land, of the earth. But if you go straight up in the air, can someone fly over top of it? Like, can a drone go above my house?
Yes.
No. It's against the law. That's why they're running into problems with the Amazon delivering with drones because they can't figure out how to get them to people's houses without going into like airspace that isn't theirs.
See, my whole thing is I just think it's the airspace, period. I mean, like if I'm trying to fly to Hawaii, and I just see drones skipping off the outside of the plane, like sleet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got some dude from like, Tecumseh, Michigan trying to race a plane with his drone.
Some guy got a bathroom towel set delivered to his house by Amazon, and we blasted with the 727 taking off to Phoenix.
Now, why is it that if you were like, hey, I do like miniature airplanes and fly them in like an empty field, you'd be like, wow, that's really lame. But then you're like, I have a drone with a camera on it. You're like, well, that's for some reason not as lame. I think they're just as lame.
Yeah, I think they're lame too. I don't understand them, and maybe that's half of it. But I know in Mount Clemens, over by Macomb County Community, out not Elizabeth Lake Road, but out there, like west of Mount Clemens, there's a group of guys that fly remote control airplanes that they purchased this space of land, this
so they
chunk
could
of
do
land,
it.
and they have a runway, and they fly these planes. So if you're like out there and you're coming out of like class or something, you hear, and you look up and you just see all these planes, and they fly it over this like chunk of land that they've all kind of kicked in and purchased.
Yeah.
And they go out there and they do that and they have fun. Awesome, wonderful.
Yeah, more power to you.
Drones, I just don't get it. Like I think it's cool to like you send a drone up and like, wow, look, I can see the top of my house. It's like Google Earth. But isn't that what Google Earth is? Like just zoom in, dude. It's the same thing.
Well, yeah, and then like you said, like my neighbor's window's right over there. Try that one time. You'll be in jail, dude.
Right. So that's what I don't understand. Like I just don't understand what people are doing with drones that are so cool.
Well, this guy wanted to climb up in a tree to get it down. Just think.
Yeah, because he probably spent $800 for it.
Right, exactly.
So he's like, well, it's worth my life.
Yeah, my son, like I said, lost his drone within 15 minutes of getting it. It was down the street on Christmas Day. I was running down there in pajama pants and a wife beater. Like, yeah, that's what I wore Christmas morning. I'm sure the pictures will just live on forever. Yep, there's my dad.
Yeah. So and the fire department has to show up, and then there's a certain amount of risk at their end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anytime a fireman is extending that ladder and
well, because he's
climbing up
probably
that
all
thing,
greased up because he just got back from the calendar
photo shoot. Yeah. Exactly. He's wearing his big boots and suspenders, with no shirt on, and a helmet, and he's all tanned up.
What I want to know is along the lines, when did the firefighters get to be the sexy ones, but the police officers get to be the fat donut eaters?
I don't know.
Like, think about that for a second. Like, everybody's like,
oh, I do.
Yeah, like, how many people do you know who are like, oh, she's dating this guy. He's the firefighter. And you're like, okay. Like, that to people says he's sexy, right? But someone's like, he's the cop. And everyone's like, does he like donuts?
Right. And let's break it down. Have you ever really given thought to what firemen do? They squirt water on stuff. Like, they blow out candles,
right. Yeah.
And they squirt water on stuff.
Right.
Something we can all do.
Right.
They just have a more high-powered hose.
Right, and yes, I get it. Before everybody emails me, I get it.
You can email me. I'll debate you all day on it. I don't get where firemen, where this infatuation with firemen come from. I mean, police officers, a little bit different.
Well, I just feel like, if a firefighter is actually going into a fire, yes, that is scary, or, is trained in EMS and saving people's lives. But if you're putting out dumpster fires most of the time with a hose, I don't know. Like, to me, I don't know that that's as much as, like, going into a battle, like a gunfight with some guy on the corner. Like, I don't know.
Let's even take gunfight out of it. There's some mental guy who's in a bank or a grocery store refusing to leave. You're trying to cash your check, and this guy's in here going bananas. You want that guy removed. Fire department's not showing up until, you know what I mean? They're not showing up until the police come and probably clear that out.
Right.
And make sure it's safe. Then the firemen come in and check people that need to be checked.
Right.
But they put stuff out with water.
I understand. But
and if you're a
the sexy ones.
if you're a firefighter and you're listening to this, hit me up, man. We could talk all day on
Come
this.
at me, bro.
Come at me, bro.
Cagno.
The low record sales is making them nervous.
All right, fine. Does anybody have ideas?
One, but you are gonna like it.
Wait, did you say are or aren't?
R.
Glitter beer is a thing, and you need to know about it. So breweries all over the country have started making this stuff called glitter beer. Now, the first one to do it was in Inglewood, always up to no good, California.
Inglewood.
Yeah, now breweries in Colorado and North Carolina have gotten on board with this. Basically what they do is they make beer with edible glitter in it. They're like sparkles, and they sparkle in the light. So while you look at
But it can't be edible.
anything's edible if it doesn't make you sick.
Exactly. So
We're like, I can eat this couch as long as I don't eat too. Truthfully, that's the
Right.
thing when it's like, is it edible? It's like, well, pretty much you could eat anything if you try hard enough.
If it goes through your stomach and then you just poop it out, like corn.
Corn's edible.
Corn, if you eat an ear of corn, your stomach, I think, breaks down like 4 kernels.
Yeah, and the rest
all goes. If these little pieces of glitter are just going in, swishing around in your stomach, and then going out and poop, is it edible?
I think it's edible. I think you're thinking of digestible. I think the two things are.
So that's what.
I think so, because really,
Okay.
technically, edible means you can eat it. And, like, you could pretty much, like, I could eat this microphone. If, like, again, if I cut it up into pieces,
see what you're saying.
it'd be super crunchy, and it probably would just burn going all the way through, like, just tear open my innards,
I see what
my
you're saying.
entrails.
So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's not
anything that
digestible.
doesn't make you sick or
Is-
kill you is edible.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, right? Like, as long
Right.
as you can eat it.
Right.
Like, I could eat this microphone sock, which
Right.
I've never washed
Right.
once. There's 50.
Like my hat is edible.
Yes, but it's not probably digestible, meaning exactly what you said, meaning you're going to crap it out. Like, you're going to take a dump, and out comes that oh, the bill.
Boston Bruins baseball hat.
Yeah, I mean, you probably wouldn't eat it whole, but maybe. You probably piece it back together when it comes out. Would you try glitter beer, or are you morally against it?
I'm against it in the same sense of I'm like there's stuff that I eat and do that other people wouldn't do. Like all of us, we have our certain things where we hold a hard and fast line.
Right.
And for me, like on St. Patty's Day, I don't drink green beer.
No.
Like
I'm a grown man, first of all.
exactly, I'm not a college student. I don't need green beer. On St. Patty's Day, I want a beer. I want a few beers. I don't want them to be green.
Right. No, thank you.
So don't add that to it. It means nothing.
Well, I used to think that they came green. They just put food coloring in it
Yeah,
when
that's
after
all
they
they do.
pour it.
Right.
It's just Bud Light.
Yeah, they just put like a drop in the bottom of the glass and
Or
then fill the glass.
depending where you're at.
And like I was telling you tonight, it's the same thing with I don't understand sparkling water. It's water. It's water, and someone added carbonation.
Right.
At no point in my life have I been like, oh, I am so thirsty, and I just drink a glass of water and think, oh, if this was only carbonated. Like, that's disgusting to me. In the same sense, green beer, carbonated water,
Glitter beer.
glitter beer.
Yeah, I'm not trying
I mean,
glitter
I think
beer.
glitter beer is probably for women. Like, I'm guessing
Frat
they're
boys.
going for...
Frat boys.
Seriously, you think
Yeah, I
frat
think-
boys
well-
are drinking glitter beer? Unless it's like Sigma Alpha. You know what I mean? They're like, hey,
Yeah, hey, we're the frat that love to get down.
we're the
you know?
frat boys,
No, maybe.
better known as the Joy Boys.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who's drinking glitter beer. I'll tell
I
you
mean,
what.
I'm thinking it's women.
No, who knows? You know what I mean? Anymore. Like, I remember there was a friend of mine who brought over one time a beer that had like a straight up pig head. Had been brewed, and it's in my fridge right now. We could drink it. It's been here for over a year.
Speaking of which, if there's listeners out there that are home brewers, feel free to like meet up with us, drop off
Renshaw's.
some of your stuff.
Not at Renshaw's. They're
Not at Renshaw's.
Yeah.
We'll meet up somewhere because as of right now, Cal and I are drinking Boston Lagers.
Sam Adams.
Sam Adams Boston Lagers. And if you are a home brewer and you want us to try your stuff,
Yeah, we'll talk about you.
yeah,
we'll do it.
we'll talk about it. We'll taste your stuff while we're sitting here chit-chatting. So do that. But go back to
No,
as
yeah,
you're
but go to
saying.
calcagnoradio@gmail.com if you want to email me. We'll hook up for real. If you're a home brewer, we'd love to try your stuff.
Yeah.
So
a pig head beer.
yeah, pig head beer. But yeah, that's the thing. I feel like when it comes to beers, that people are doing such outrageous things like glitter beer just for the sheer fact of like, hey, maybe someone will talk about us. I mean, there was 3 radio shows that I heard today doing it. I know we're talking about it. I'm sure there's other podcasts that are like, can you believe this glitter beer? And let's face it, you're just going to poop it all out, like you said.
Right.
They're only doing it to get onto the radar of somebody.
Right.
But it's funny because you're one of those people who I'm surprised didn't get more upset about this, because I remember back in like 1999 maybe, a little restaurant by the name of Buca de Beppo opened up. And I remember you would not go there strictly based on the name.
Yeah, it was
Like-
stupid.
Yeah.
It was stupid. Buca de Beppo. Like, how stupid.
And I remember you being like, no, I'm not going there because the name is stupid.
The name is absolutely
On
stupid.
principle alone, you will not
That's
go
how
there.
I am as a lot of things in life. Molly gets upset with me. My family gets upset with me. My kids get upset with me because there's a lot of stuff I just take stands against on the principle of it just being stupid. And Buca de Beppo was one of them. And then finally, my ex-wife, my wife at the time, and I think you had something there.
Yeah.
Like, got us to go there. And I was just like, see, a side note with Buca de Beppo, a big thing with me is Italian restaurants. I can make that at home.
Right.
So to pay...
Well, especially Buca de Beppo, they're all out of business, I think, in
Yeah.
Michigan, except for the one that's on M59. I don't know if the one in Livonia is still open, but the one in Birmingham went out of business. There was like 3 other that are just gone because really it was like Chili's, but for
Yeah.
I mean, it was just
it was like the ravioli. It was like ravioli with like tomato soup poured over it. I could do that at home. I make fantastic pasta at home, so I don't need to spend $30
Right.
on your pasta.
But they have a whole bunch of irreverent pictures all up over the wall,
Correct.
and you can sit in the Pope room.
The Pope room was legit, though. But yeah, Buca de Beppo, places like that, like I take hard stands against just because I think it's stupid. And that's all there is to it.
Now, when I think a girl's stupid, I go and follow her on Twitter so that I can make sure to see how stupid she is.
Right.
Do you do the same thing for Buca de Beppo? But you drive by sometimes, see their specials, and be like, they're so stupid.
No, like it's just dumb. And I can't think of other things. Like maybe if we sat here and the podcast was a lot longer, we could, spur things on and you would say something that would make me think of something. But like, yeah, I just kind of take these stands against places. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
No, it's totally
like
fine.
Cupcakes. Here's a weird one. Everybody in my life makes fun of me for this. I will not eat a cupcake that has that skirt. You know how you put that little
Yeah.
paper skirt?
Yeah, you won't eat it.
I won't eat a cupcake that has a skirt on it because that skirt serves no purpose to the cupcake.
Well, didn't it keep it so it didn't stick to the pan? Isn't that why it's there?
Yeah, back in the 20s. It's 19. It's 2018.
It's 1918 right now.
We have non-stick pans. Make a cupcake. Take it out of the thing. Decorate it. I don't need a skirt. If I need to peel that thing
So
off,
you just wouldn't eat it
I wouldn't eat it.
on principle alone.
Principle alone. I don't eat Reese's peanut butter cups.
Why? 'Cause-
Same thing. Stupid skirting. Why do I have to pull a... It's 2018. Like, I should be able to open the thing and there's a peanut butter cup. Like, why do I need this, like... There's a wrapping that protects it from the outside.
Right.
There's that little tray. What is that thing doing?
Is there a tray in there still?
There's a white
There is a
piece
tray
of
in there.
cardboard.
I wish I could say I hadn't had a Reese's peanut butter cup in a while, but I don't really pay attention because I've had so many in
And
my
then if
life.
people are like, well, it's so it doesn't stick to the cardboard, that cardboard
Yeah.
thing. Well, guess what? It sticks to that thing. So when you peel off the thing, there's still peanut butter and chocolate on the bottom of that.
Right.
So when
Well,
it
they
comes
found-
to cupcakes,
Okay, I would say I agree with you on the Reese's peanut butter cups only because they have found a way with the Reese's minis to cut down on drag. They don't have any
Right.
paper on them. You
Right.
open them, they're not wrapped in anything.
Exactly.
You just eat them. They probably could do that with
exactly.
the big ones too.
And guess what? A muffin is the same thing as a cupcake, just a little bit healthier, maybe. Muffins don't have. Well, some muffins do, but like the places I get muffins, they don't have the
Yeah, it's a good point.
paper things.
Paper skirt.
So people in my life at work, people make fun of me all the time. Oh, so and so brought in cupcakes, but Yerke's not going to eat them. Nope, I don't. I don't eat them. And everyone can say like, please, I made these for you. I slaved over them. Well, you know what? Then you shouldn't have put the paper skirt on because I won't eat it. if my mom makes them, she takes the paper skirt off before I get there.
You don't see it?
So I don't see it. Because if I see it on, I
then it's
won't
over.
eat it.
Yeah.
And then if somebody's like, well, I'll just take it off. I'm like, then I still don't want to eat it because you have to take time out of your life to peel this paper skirt off that means nothing in the grand scheme of life. Google it. Google, what is the paper cup on a cupcake for? Decoration only.
Is that true?
That's what Google says, and the Google machine is all-knowing.
You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail. You're charging too high prices for sweaters, glasses, you right to jail. You undercook fish, believe it or not, jail. You overcook chicken, also jail. Undercook, overcook. You make an appointment with the dentist and you don't show up, believe it or not, jail, right away. We have the best patients in the world because of jail.
So I saw on Netflix the other day that Cheers is on there.
Yes.
But you have been talking about that you want to see Cheers rebooted.
Yes. I'm like, I swear, I wish somebody that listened to this had a
Production studio.
had a connection with Netflix. How amazing would it be for those of you, again, hey, if you haven't heard, I'm 40. Growing up, my parents used to watch Cheers, and I would watch it, and I would think it was funny. Most of the jokes went over my head, but I thought it was funny. As an adult, I would watch reruns, and then a few years ago when Cheers actually hit Netflix, and I'm able to watch it in chronological order, I loved it, man. I fell in love with Cheers all over again, and I'm just, with the way that Netflix pops out TV shows or shows, how amazing would it be to a new, a reboot of Cheers?
Okay.
And the first episode starts with whoever the new guy is, comes down those steps, opens the door, flips on the light, and just says, "This is the bar that I won in a poker game."
Okay, I like where you're going with this.
And then from then on, he gets the bar going.
So it's not a reboot per se that someone's the young Sam Malone.
No.
It's not like someone's got to be Carla Tortelli.
Correct. It's a new thing. And I don't think Carla's doing anything. You know what I mean? I haven't seen her lately in any shows.
Rhea Perlman?
Rhea Perlman.
Yeah.
I mean, the possibilities, she could come back. She could be a waitress, hey.
She's the sassy mouth older
she just
waitress.
shows up.
Dude, they're bringing back Roseanne. Did you see that?
Exactly. And so
Original cast, original,
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Do you have any interest in that show?
I do.
See, because I never really watched that show growing
Yeah,
up.
I
Roseanne
do.
was not one that we watched. I don't have any problem with it. I think she changed television. She showed what, basically, lower middle class, if not lower class, people were living in the 80s or 90s. So good for her.
Yeah, well,
She was-
sitcoms were all everyone's perfect.
Yeah,
we're a perfect family. And she was like, no, we're not a perfect
Yeah,
family.
she was funny. She was sassy. Kind of hated her husband. They were both overweight. Their kids got in trouble at school. They weren't the best looking. It was just they were
Right.
They were like every real family.
Right,
And so
exactly.
that's why it's kind of cool that they're coming back. But I don't think you're way off with your Cheers analogy.
I mean, think about it. If you're sitting here listening and you're like me, you're a Cheers fan, just let your mind wander. Ted Danson, everybody could make cameos. Ted Danson could maybe come back and do something.
well, dude, look at
Shelley
the Full House.
Long.
Look at the Full House deal.
Exactly. And nobody from Cheers is other than Cliff, who does all the voices for Disney.
Cliff Clavin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so Wentz. Okay, so let's think about this for a second.
Wentz could come in and sit at the end of the bar. Think about that. The dude opens. What a joke that would be.
that he's still sitting there?
The guy, no. The guy opens the door, unlocks it, opens it, says, "This is the bar that I won." And within 5 minutes, George Wendt walks down the stairs and sits Like the
Yeah.
guy doesn't even have the taps up and running, and Went is already sitting there.
Okay,
It's
so
like
Harrelson could be the only stopper in our whole idea here.
yeah, Harrelson could probably be the one that you could probably get him on a cameo.
Yeah.
But he's probably
So,
pretty
okay,
busy.
Danson's completely available. I think he did that show with Kristen Bell last year that didn't do very well.
Right.
Something about heaven, but it wasn't even called heaven. It was
Right.
something else. It was like the secular version of heaven, which was always so weird when you watch. You're like, oh, you're calling this heaven, but there's no God here. That makes no
Right.
sense, but
Right.
whatever. You got Shelley Long, who's got nothing going. She's a cameo bit part person on Modern Family right now. She
Right.
plays the wife of, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Al Bundy. What's his name?
Oh,
Al Bundy, the actor.
she's the wife.
She's the first wife, Sofia
Oh, the
Vergara.
first wife.
Yeah, so she shows up
Oh,
every
I don't
like.
know. I haven't seen it
yeah,
since that. Since
yeah,
she's
so
come
she's
on
like
there.
comes on and she'll be on there like once a season.
Oh, I didn't know
She's
that.
the mother
Okay.
to Claire and to Mitchell. That's
Oh,
she's the
okay,
mom.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
so Shelley Long, she's the one on there. Like you said, Cliff Clavin has the voiceover career, and I think he did a show for like Tour America.
But
or,
I'm sure he'd be available.
he'd be available. George
Wendt would be available.
He's available.
Rhea Perlman would be available.
Right. Who else is Coach
Kirstie
is
Alley.
dead. Coach is dead. Kirstie Alley's more than available,
Yeah.
even though she's still in Scientology that I know
And
of.
she might not be able to fit through the door. But that's neither here nor there. Kelsey
Frasier.
Grammer
Frasier's available.
would be able to come on there.
Yeah.
Harry from Night Court.
Yes, he could.
And he would occasionally come on Cheers.
and do like card tricks.
Yep.
Dude, you're onto something.
And then with that, they could, think of just all the new talent and anybody else. Like they could bring anybody else on and mix those guys in, whatever the case may be. The stories that you hear in bars, things that go on in bars. Instead of the way Cheers was set up, you could have golden tea in the corner and
See?
Just all that stuff. It could be, here's another thing. The bar, so once he opens the bar, he's a microbrew guy. So think of all the microbrewers that if he had a microbrew, in the back where the pool table used to be?
Yes.
That's where he brews his new stuff.
I was gonna say there was a seldom seen part of the bar, but it was there.
So if he brewed his own stuff, so now you're bringing in microbrews, home brews. You're talking about that type of stuff. You have jokes that could go along with
See,
that.
I like it.
I'm telling you, this
Dude,
is
write the screenplay. You have now, it's trademarked 2018. Joe and Cal trademarked it,
Oh,
even though this is
suddenly you're in there,
completely,
but no, that's cool.
completely your idea, but it's on my podcast.
Right,
with my
right.
name.
No, I guess
This is going to get ugly.
I gotta pay the taxes.
This is going to get ugly in the courts.
Taxes and death.
What we're learning today is how do you say listen to me in Spanish. Let's get started. Escúchame. Now you know how to ask someone to listen to you. Muy bien.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Well, that's going to do it for episode 54 of Cal Cagno Radio. My name is Cal. This is Joe. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You want to say anything in Hawaiian to everybody?
I wish everybody. No, I don't know. I was gonna say ohana, but that's like family love. But I phrased it wrong.
If you want to find out anything about the show, go to calcagnoradio.com or email the show calcagnoradio@gmail.com. Either way, find me on Xbox Live. Just ask to be my friend.
You can find me at Renshaw's. See, the thing is, I only go there like once a week for like a couple hours.
Do. Sure you do. Have a great day, everybody.
28.
Is is